Alright folks, I'm going to do a video here. I get a lot of questions asked about this topics. So it's about how I find new places, what I look for, what makes me pick that area. So I'm going to give you some ideas how I do it. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I hope it gives you ideas that you figure out your niche, okay? So what I'm talking about here is just deer season's over with. So I'm looking for next year, y'all. I'm thinking ahead of next year. Where would I want to be that magic month of November in the Midwest, the northern of the South here, because ours is later. Where do I want to be at? I'm planning my schedule, because like I said, I usually hunt several different states, but I like picking up a new state every once in a while. I like picking up a new area I hadn't hunted. So here's how I do it, y'all. Turkey season's coming on, so I'm planning on looking at a new area to go deer hunt next fall. I look at the turkey. I go there during turkey season, y'all. Doing this show, man, I get a lot of contacts, people responding back and say, hey, you ever hunted this area here? You ever hunted this area over here? You know, there's big bucks. Man, they kill big bucks in this area all the time on some of this public land here, public land there. And like I said, folks message me and send me information, stuff like that, and I go through it. I analyze it. I sort of, y'all have done this long enough, I can sort of read somebody when they're sending me information, or I can start responding back to them, and I can fill them out right quick. You know, like I said, I can just sort of judge them. And then what I look for when I say, I may have 3 or 4 different areas folks have told me that sort of interest me, and I get sort of narrowing them down. And like I said, I know where my strength is on hunting places. I've done it enough. I know what I like. I know what type of terrain I'm looking for. Because basically, I look at where I've killed animals before, good animals, mature animals. I look at it on the map and say, okay, what's that feature right there got compared to this new area I'm looking at? What's similarities? What's the similarities of over there and over here? So this spring, I'm planning on going. I like to usually do 1 to maybe 2 a year, different places that I've never been. So when I start scouting for my turkeys and stuff, it's going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going there turkey hunting, but I'm going there looking for deer sign, y'all. And a lot of folks say, well, what are you looking for? When you're going to an area like that, what are you looking for? Yeah, there's several things I look for. Main thing, I look for sign. A lot of times early turkey season before things green up, you can find, if there's deer number there, and they've been using it in the wintertime, there's going to be obvious trails there. That's the easiest time to find them. A lot easier than in the fall when the leaves has done fell. So I look for sign, I look for trails, I look for community scrapes. Community scrapes, y'all, is a key. That's one thing I really look for killing a buck. Because I find the area where there's like big scrapes. I'm talking about scrapes as big as this table here. It's been pawed out. A lot of trails around it, a lot of rubs and stuff around it. Then I'll look at a rub, y'all. A rub will tell you a lot about a deer's antlers. You got to know what you're sort of looking for. Because like a small bucks, big bucks rub trees. Big bucks rub little trees, they rub big trees. Little bucks can't do a whole lot to a big tree. So if you see a bigger tree that's skin up, and especially them bigger deer, the heavier the body weight, seem like they like get higher up on that tree. They get more leverage. Ours is down low. Our bucks are smaller frame. They really like getting down low where they can get leverage and work on that tree. But one thing you can look at on that rub, so especially say a bigger rub, and there's a sapling back here behind it, 6-8 inches. And you see he's rubbing this, because most of the time he likes to get that backside and rub up and down. Really get them neck muscles where he can work up and down it. If he's hitting this tree out here 6-8 inches back, you know that deer's got some beams on him. He's got some length out on his beams that he can reach out here. Another thing I'm looking for is up. Look, you say this sapling's got some limbs up here. Little bit smaller limbs or something. A lot of times if he's got tall tines, he's hitting way on up here. You see them tines putting little imprints up higher. And you can tell, all right, he's probably got tine length. Another thing I look for, if you got a sapling, say, I don't know, inch in diameter. A lot of times you'll see a small sapling that's rubbed. If that sucker is snapping that thing off and just reeling it up, he's got points. He's got point lengths that he can get his points in between that sapling. He can just sit there and twist on it and just break it off. A small deer can't do that. And so that's another thing I really look for. Creek crossings. I'll go up a holler a lot of times, especially if the water's backed up so far. That's a natural funnel. They're going to be going where that water gets shot or where the water stops. They're going around it. So that's what I'm looking for, y'all. I do a lot of cyber scouting. I can sit here on this computer. I don't do it a lot in the fall no more. But this time of year is when I really do. When I'm sort of bored and nothing else to do, I'll sit here and I go through this computer. Like I said, I'm picking some areas that I sort of heard about. I thought it sounded good to me. I'll go in there and I'll put waypoints. I'll drop pins in areas that look good to me. And when I get there, I go to that spot. That's my starting spot, y'all. That's where I start. I go to that spot and I start from there. I may not end up right there. I'll have to go this way. Man, I find some good sign. Find a big community scrape or something. Find a real good thicket, a bedding area. I may go over here and find something else that looks good, but I'm going to drop pins. Anything I find that looks good to me that I would probably hunt, I drop a pin and I put notes on it. Because y'all, the older you get like me, you forget a lot of stuff. So a lot of times I can go back when I get home, I can sit down at my computer and I can go back and look at the pins we've dropped. Daniel and I, we basically pretty much share. Ours is linked together where we can share our waypoints. Where he puts waypoints, I can see his. Where I put waypoints, he can see mine. And a lot of times we color code them different, so I know that's his, what he marked, and I know what's mine, I marked. And a lot of times when I get there, I may go to that spot and I'm like, man, this is not my type hunt. This is not my terrain, or I may go there and I'm like, man, this is some good looking stuff here. And a lot of times I went and scouted. Man, you get talking to people. People will talk to you in off season. People will tell you a lot more information when hunting season's not going on, y'all. So a lot of times I may have somebody say, hey, y'all, you might need to go check out that WMA over there. They killed some big old deer on it. You might need to go up back of this lake here or something. They'll usually tell you some information and you just sort of take it in. Because like I said, over the years I've learned how to read people. I learned how to, when somebody gives me information, I sort of rank it. That's way up there, or that's okay. That's pretty good information. But there's certain things when somebody tells me, and a lot of times I ask them questions back and forth, and boy, that thing will start ringing the bell. Like, there's a good spot right there. So that's what I look for when I go, and that's usually how it gets me started in a place. I go and scout it for turkeys. I know my strength, y'all. I know what type of terrain I like to hunt. I'm a river bottom guy. I like hunting down low. I've just always done it. I can find funnels. I can find pinch points. A lot of times a river that I can go up with a boat, odds are that deer's not going to cross that sucker unless something pushes him across it, or he really wants to cross it. Most of the time he's going to go up and down it. Well, there's a natural funnel. He's not going this, cross it. He's going parallel with it. Well, then if you can find a creek or something that juts in off of it, well, that's got something that's pushed him around. Or just say if you got a slough out from it, and the old river makes a big bend, and you got a slough and a big bend, you got a narrow pinch point right there. And man, like I said, that you find where they're going up through there. That's what I'm looking for too. I'm not saying you can't go right at when the season's open and do good, but I've just seemed like I've had good luck, real good luck is going and scouting and ruling out areas before I ever get there. I've even went before early season, a month before the rut, and go up there and scout and look for scrapes. If it's a state you can put cameras on, I might back cameras back off them scrapes or good trails and set them up and just see what comes through it. Give me an idea of what type caliber deer is there. Like when I'm talking about my terrain that I like hunting, here's how I look at y'all. Here's a prime example. Say a professional ball player. How many of them are good in baseball, basketball, football, soccer? They're usually super good in one sport. That's the way I look at terrain, y'all. I'm pretty dang good in reading bottoms. That's what I like. That's my cup of tea that I'm good at. I like challenging myself every once in a while to get in on these hills and mountains and stuff, because hunting in the bottoms and mountain, man, it's hard to play the wind. You've about got to get up on that ridge to really play that wind in the mountains. And like I said, I hadn't hunted them enough because we don't have them right here close to me. That's what got me more, I guess, in bottom hunting, thickets, cutovers and stuff we got here. So that's where I know I'm good at. I've done it enough. Go to this state and I've killed one. I've went to the other states and done the similar thing and done it. Well, man, you do it in 2 or 3 different states. You're like, I find that same type of terrain. I can do it again. Because I know it. I know it's worked here. I know it's worked there. So that's my strength. So that's what I'm hoping you get some ideas of what I'm saying right here. Because like I said, I know there's probably some of y'all that's never hunted out of state and you want to do it and you got that question like, man, where do I start? Where do I start? How do I get into this? I hope you take it in just what I said, because this is how I've done it, and I've done it for years. Here's an example I'm going to use that how I judge hunting out of state, y'all. How over the years I look at it this way. If you first grade school, first day you walked into school, did you know very much? You didn't have a clue what you was finna get into. By the time you walked out them doors for the 12th grade when you graduated from that school, look how much knowledge you accumulated between that 1st and 12th grade. Y'all, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Hunting out of state is just like that. The first time you go, you may not do no good, but I guarantee you're going to know way more about that place than you did when you got there. When you leave that place a week, say if you get to hunt a week, you leave it a week later, you got a lot more understanding of that place and understanding how to hunt that area. So that's the way I look at it, y'all. The more you do and the younger you can start, the more you're going to learn. You just build knowledge. It's just knowledge you're building on year after year. It's just like going to school. Y'all, I hunted out of state for many, many years, almost 40 years now. I've accumulated bukus of knowledge, y'all. I'm way past that 12th grade. I'm sitting there with all kind of knowledge in my head. But I know if I can get you out there and try it, it's addicting. You're going to love it. If you love to hunt, you're going to love this challenge. And as soon as you figure it out, it's like that light's going to go off. You're going to say, Eureka, I can do this. And when you can do it here, you can go over here and do it. You can go over here and do it. Now, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. But you want that. Man, if you went and killed a big one everywhere you went, before long you get like, there's nothing to this. But man, you sit there a week, it can't happen, you can't happen. And you just stay with it and you just keep grinding out, and all of a sudden, boom, that big one just walks up and says, shoot me. And you're like, man, look at him. That is so exciting. So I'm hoping you get something out of this. I'm hoping it gives you ideas. Another thing I do, y'all, besides going during turkey season, all y'all guys is married, got wife, got girlfriend, here's a prime example. I do it all the time. I've done it for 31 years. And my wife loves it because she at first, she's like, why we want to go over here? Why we want to go over there? And then she figured out right quick, you want to go over and scout this. You want to go and see what this looks like. Yeah, I've had her in all 50 states. And yes, every state I went into, I was looking for a hunt deer sign. I was looking for elk sign. I was looking what type of game they got to hunt there, y'all. But she loves it. Because, man, every state in this country, I guarantee there's something there you like to see. All you got to do is get on there and Google what's the main attractions of this state. What's popular things to see. What's natural things to see. She loves going. And then you spend time with them and you get them outdoors and your kids too. Man, they love it. And I use it for scouting too. So yeah, there's another thing. I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We go on a vacation. We go hiking somewhere. We go traveling up these rivers with our little boats. I'm sort of looking for deer sign. I don't get to scout near as much with her, but I'm more looking at terrain and talking to people I'm there. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Another sample I'm going to make, I've had lots of guys, I'm going to say well over several dozen, has commented and talked to me and called me and basically just say, man, I appreciate you encouraging me to do this. I done got stuck in a rut that, man, I hunt this way. And I just keep hunting that way. That's all I know. That's all I ever known is to go sit in a tree stand over a food plot or over a corn feeder and just sit there. A lot of times I've been in a hunting club and everybody's got their own little spot. So here's where you hunt and don't nobody else or the body, but that's your spot. They're like, man, it's a challenge to get out. You know, I had one guy, he said, man, I had public land right around me. I just never hunted. I always heard bad things about public land, all the hunting pressure, people getting shot and folks being rude. He's like, man, it ain't nothing like that. He's like, man, I absolutely love it. He said, I killed my limit of bucks on public land this year. And he said, if it wasn't been for you, I would have never done that. And you don't know how good that makes me feel, y'all. Because there is more public land out there than you can hunt the rest of your life. I promise you, you can go to a different place, different block of public land every day for the rest of your life, and you'll never hunt them all. So, I hope this gives you some ideas. Check our channel out if you're not a subscriber. We got a lot of videos that show how we took animals on public land. We really try putting tips in there. We really try to encourage you. We're not trying to show you exactly where to go. You know, if you want somebody to tell you where to go, you're not going to be successful. You gotta take that risk and take that first step and have in your mind, I can do this. I want to do it, I can do it. And I guarantee you'll be successful. It may not be the first time. You know, that's one thing. I do have several folks come in and say, man, where can I go and kill this size class deer? Where I want to go and be able to guarantee I can see this size class deer. But there's no guarantees in hunting. Only thing I can guarantee is, if you love to hunt, you're going to have a ball. It don't matter if you kill anything or not. You're going to know way more about that place when you leave it than when you got there. So that's the guarantee you're going to get. Don't sit here and think, man, if I spend this much money for out-of-state hunting license, I want to kill this size deer. But don't even think about going out west, going anywhere else hunting, because there's no guarantees. You're allowed to go to the spot and pick the worst spot in the state. But y'all, you're allowed to go to the spot and you pick the best spot in the state. It's the opportunities are out there like that, y'all. When you get where you can read maps a little better, the more experience you get, you start figuring out them spots. You start figuring out, thinking outside the box from everybody else. So that's the key to it. Like I said, I hunt public land, I don't know, 50, 60 days a year. Very seldom I run into anybody. I might see some of them at the boat ramp or the parking areas, but I just learned how to get back away from them. I just sort of watch the crowds. I sort of see what they're doing, and I'm going to do opposite of them. Because, yeah, most time big bucks has survived several years. They figured out the hunters. They figured out how to stay away from them, and they're finding, and that odd pocket could be right there beside a parking area that everybody else is overlooking, or it could be in the hardest place to get to. You know, there's a variety of what you learn, but it's knowing your strengths. It's knowing what you can do, where you've been successful before. You can repeat it, y'all. So, hope you like it. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you do. Hey, leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about this video, y'all. See you next time.